Hello, hi, my name is Camille McClellan. I am a naturopath. I help women with chronic conditions, with also who are very busy and they don't have time to figure things out. They're usually an entrepreneur or a family career oriented type woman who is very emotionally crippled, and it's really affecting her life and her job and her health altogether. Today I wanted to simply come on here and talk to you about 3 steps that you can take if you are having problems with chronic fatigue syndrome. And I've often heard women complaining often when they come to me about chronic fatigue syndrome in relation to their chronic conditions. So it can mimic a whole lot of symptoms, especially if you are diagnosed or you haven't been diagnosed with anxiety or depression or some kind of emotional weight that is affecting you in life. So I wanted to talk about the 3 ways, I think, because there's so many ways, right, that we can improve our health. And it's also, I wanted to really emphasize that it's so important to listen to your body, because everyone is different, right? And one thing may work for someone while something else may really work for another person. So just be mindful and really take a deeper perspective on things, especially where your emotional feelings and your emotional level, it could vary through life and through your daily life as well. So what is chronic condition? What is chronic fatigue, actually? Chronic fatigue is, doctors don't really know. They say it comes with a whole lot of different array of symptoms, which can be from sore throat to pain, a lot of pain just all over the body, joint pain, swelling of lymph nodes, swelling, night sweats, just fever, chills, we can go on. And just these symptoms can come in many different types of symptoms that you will have, different ones, and then you may just have 1 or 2, anxiety, depression, things like that. And that's why they call it a syndrome, and it's really hard for doctors to diagnose at sometimes, and sometimes they're diagnosed wrong. So a lot of people, I find, are leaning towards alternative ways to improve their health, and I find that really, really, really exciting to see that people aren't afraid to come out of that so-called box that we tend to feel that you get boxed in and you're not able to think for yourselves because there's only one channel. You think there's only one way of doing something, and quite honestly, there are many other ways to improve your health. So number 1 I wanted to talk to you about is allergies. Allergies have a way of really heightening these symptoms, right? And it can really aggravate these symptoms as well. So chronic, when it comes to chronic fatigue. So you may want to avoid things like gluten, fish or shellfish. You may be very sensitive or intolerant to dairy, nuts and seeds. Some people are, and soy. So these are some foods that you might be allergic to, because remember, the immune system is 90%, or they say 70 to 80%, is located in the digestive system. So when this goes haywire, oftentimes it's your immune system is going to break down throughout the body as well. So it's always great to rebuild if you have a problem with your digestive system. If you're not having a problem with your digestive system, I also recommend that you keep building on that, because it could get better as time progresses, even if you're not having digestive problems. So allergies. Also fermented foods. I've talked briefly about fermented foods, and it's really, really sustainable for, a healthy, balanced life. Vegetables and fruits, through an ancient process and through preservation, there are broken down, these starches and sugars are broken down into lactic acid. And these fermented foods are very palatable. Sometimes they're very delicious, depending on your palate, and very beneficial for the gut as a natural probiotic. So, but it's important to, take a teaspoon. Start with a teaspoon of fermented foods first, because sometimes you can get these aggravations and sensitivities when you load the body with bacteria. And these are good bacteria. Sometimes the good bacteria, along with the bad bacteria in your body, they go to war. And sometimes when they go to war, they mount a response in the body, and causes you to have some symptoms that are very similar to the symptoms that you have in chronic fatigue syndrome, and even added symptoms. So it's really good to just implement it slowly over time. And my last step for you to improve your chronic fatigue syndrome is to detoxify. Yes, detoxify. I always talk about that, and I think it's really, really important that I keep emphasizing it, because it's a great way for you to remove a lot of the toxins in the body. And a great way to do this is to eat raw foods. Okay. Now, again, it's always important that I might talk to your doctor or your licensed physician or your certified nutritionist or your homeopathic or naturopathic practitioner before heading into these types of foods. Sometimes it's great to implement it on your own, but it's also really, really, really beneficial to do it with someone that knows how to help you with this. So a great way is through fruits, vegetables, smoothies, supplementations, and natural therapies. I always emphasize that foods come first, and also, implementing with magnesium, and magnesium is great. It's also could be used as a great way to remove a lot of toxins out of the body, and especially if the magnesium in the foods aren't working. So this really helps with energy. It really helps with balancing the hormones in the body. And if you want to use 500 to 1,000 milligrams of magnesium, that's really great. And you may want to look into other options like homeopathy, herbal medicine, just to help with getting the lymph going and removing a lot of the toxins in the body. So those are the 3 steps that I suggest. There are many, like I said, other ways to improving your health, improving your chronic fatigue symptoms. But the ones that I mentioned are getting rid of anything that would help with your immune system, like removing any allergies or allergens in the body. And then we also talked about fermented foods to get a lot of that in the body. It's a natural way of using a probiotic without popping the pill. So that's another way. And detoxification, because as we live in an environment where there's so many toxins, from mold in our homes to chemicals on the foods to environmental toxins in the environment, why not, keep a healthy lifestyle in all aspects? So those are my three, and I wanted to also let you know that we have a fantastic membership program that I wanted to talk to you about really, really quickly. The first month is really free. So if you are interested, it's a membership for women who have chronic conditions that are looking to be very empowered by taking steps to improving their health. They're a little unsure about doing it, and they are, very busy with life, busy with their family, and busy with their career, and they need some people, like experts. There will be two of us, a primal health coach and naturopath, me, in the membership site, and it is going to be a wonderful place to build community for women with struggling in this area and many other areas in life, and you will be enlightened and amazed at what we have to offer. So I wanted to leave that in the link up at the top, and I hope you just take a look at that and see whether or not it's something that you're interested in. So thank you so much for listening, and be sure to check out my website. I have a lot of free information there, and just check it out and see if it's something that you are interested in, natural therapies. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.